Hey there guys, welcome to this video. My name is Pushpinder Gill, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to use ChatGPT for GMAT prep. Now ChatGPT is an AI tool which was launched in the year 2022 and it has revolutionized a lot of industries, and one of the industries that it has revolutionized or it's going to change significantly is the education industry. And you can actually use ChatGPT for your advantage to prepare for GMAT test. Now, before I move on and talk about how can you use ChatGPT for GMAT prep, let me just talk a little bit about what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot which uses natural language processing to create human-like conversational dialogue. I personally have been using ChatGPT a lot since it's been launched. I teach at universities. It's been tremendously helpful for me in my teaching. I do marketing research. It has been very, very helpful when it comes to research as well. So I thought, hey, it must be useful for GMAT prep, and I started playing with it for finding out solutions for GMAT and creating GMAT study plans, and it was actually tremendously helpful. So I decided that let's just go ahead and make a video on it. And one of the most important thing in ChatGPT is that what kind of questions you ask this tool, or what is your prompt in this tool. So when I say prompt, I mean what questions or what is the input that you give to this tool is actually going to matter a lot when it comes to the output that it generates. So you got to be very careful with the prompt that you use to get the best output that's possible. And just one recommendation that I have is that do not use your personal information in the prompts because all the information is recorded and may be used for further training. So let's just get started. Let's see what are different ways you can use ChatGPT for your GMAT study prep. Even though this tool is amazing, it can do a lot other things. So let's just start with it. So first thing that you can do with ChatGPT is create a study plan. If you provide accurate and appropriate context to this tool, it can help you prepare a good study plan. So let's suppose what I'm going to do is, for instance, I'm just going to go to ChatGPT. So this is how it looks like. I'm assuming that you've used it before. So you've got two different models here. You've got the GPT 3.5, which is available free of cost. And then you've got this GPT Model 4, which is not available for free. I believe it's $20 a month. I typically use the GPT-4 model, but I believe GPT 3.5 will be good enough for GMAT preparation as well. So, what you can do is you can actually create your study plans, and it's very important that you give it appropriate context. You can give it information. So, for instance, you can say, prepare a study plan for GMAT for GMAT, and you can give more information like I want to study 2 hours per day, 2 hours per day from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then you can give more information like 5 days a week or 6 days a week. You can also give more personal information. I want to focus more on, let's say, quantitative reasoning section, right? Or you can even be even more specific, right? So once you do that and you press enter, it's actually going to give you the GMAT study plan. And what you can do is once it gives you this study plan, you can still give it further prompts and kind of improve the study plan. Like, you don't have to take it what it's actually giving it to you. So you can see that it's giving you a good study plan right there, and you don't have to follow it, but I think it's a good start. You can actually improve your study plan from here, and then you can also put this in the table format. Ask it to put this in the table format. It's going to do that for you. Then you can print it and keep it with yourself. So I believe it's a great tool in that sense. And then let's suppose, I'm just going to stop the response here. It's just going to go on. Let's suppose you want to focus more on, how to prepare. So you want to focus more on a specific study plan. So you can say, expand on the Mondays program, or, whatever prompt you want to give it, it will actually expand more on it. So it can also give you detailed study plan talking about what you should do and what you should not do. So I believe it's a good tool to kind of keep you disciplined, which was in the realm of tutors in the past days. But I believe this can do as good as a job. Of course, you should not completely rely on it. However, I believe it gives you a good start. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do. And of course, provide appropriate context. Once you provide appropriate prompt to it, it's actually going to work out pretty well. The next thing that you can do is one of the things that the GMAT test takers want a lot of attention is on answering questions, finding solutions, right? So sometimes we GMAT test takers spends hundreds of dollars getting access to tutors who can give them good solutions or solutions to different problems, or you rely on websites which has those solutions, and sometimes those solutions may not be so easily accessible. So what you can pretty much do is you can just copy paste the question, and you can copy paste the question, and you can just ask solutions to GMAT, just solutions for your questions from ChatGPT. So I just paste the question, and you can say, give me a quick solution for this question, and it's actually going to give you a solution for it. And then you can kind of start, you can play with it. Of course, it's actually giving you a lot of different types of answers, but you don't have to rely on its solutions. You can say, okay, is there a way to solve this without using, let's say, the formula, right? So you can talk about that. So it will give you another type of solution for it. So I believe it's a pretty good way of finding solutions to your problems, right? So and you can keep talking to it, you can keep conversing with it unless you're satisfied. So it's actually a good way of answering questions. So I believe that's a good thing. Another way you can use ChatGPT is to generate questions. Sometimes you have a lot of you want new questions, right? So and sometimes you don't have access to new questions. So what you can do is you can create new questions, right? So you can ask ChatGPT, okay, create new GMAT questions, let's say 10 of them on probability, so you can talk about that. And you can give more context to it if you want to give more context to it. But what it will do is will actually create questions for you, which I believe it's a good thing, right? So it will create questions for you, and then you can solve those questions if you want to solve those questions. If you want the 5 answer options, it can give you those 5 answer options. If you want solutions, it can give you the solutions. So I believe it's a pretty cool, pretty handy thing to have if you want to prepare for something. Another thing that it does is that you can create similar questions. So for instance, if you want to practice on a type of questions that you're not really strong at, and you want more and more questions of that type, with different variations. So what you can do is you can just copy paste that question. So for instance, I have this question here. So what you can do is you can just copy paste that question, and you can say, create 5 more questions similar to the question above, right? And you can just give more prompt. It is a GMAT type question, right? So you can just say that. And so once you do that, what it does is that it creates questions like this, and so that you can actually practice, you can get solutions, and you can practice similarly, and that's the way you can develop the skill. I think that is a super cool application of ChatGPT. Something that we all want when we want to practice on a similar type of question. So now I remember in my GMAT prep, when I was preparing for the first time, I believe that was 12 years ago, I wanted to prepare inequalities, and I couldn't get questions for inequalities. I mean, I had gone through all kind of questions from all different test prep companies, but I still wanted more because I wanted to practice more. And it took some time to get access to some good questions, but here you can actually just create those questions and generate solutions. So I believe that is a good application for ChatGPT. Now, another thing that you can do is you can learn concepts. So as you can see, ChatGPT is becoming a personal tutor. It's kind of cannibalizing my job here, but I think it's a good thing because it gives everyone access to AI-powered personal tutoring. So you can learn concepts. So you can say, okay, let's suppose you want to learn more about inequalities and you want to know the rules of inequality. So you can say, please, I always try to be nice to ChatGPT. So please provide the rules of inequalities for GMAT prep, right? So you can just say that, and what it'll do is it will actually provide you rules for inequalities, and the better your prompt is, the better it will be able to tell you what is it, and it will actually gives you so it says addition and subtraction, multiplication. It'll give you all the rules. So it's actually really helpful for learning as well, so you can actually learn from it. And if you're confused somewhere, you can ask, you can actually converse with it. So for instance, let's suppose you're just stopping the response here. So for instance, let's suppose I want to expand on point 1. I couldn't understand point 1. So you say, okay, can you elaborate on point 1? So once you do that, what it helps you is it kind of expands on point 1 and helps you to learn more about point 1, right? So that's what it is. And let's suppose you want more examples. So you say give an example, right? So you can get more example, and it will actually be helpful to you. And I think this is a really, really good tool to learn in a customized way, because I have been teaching GMAT for the past 10 years, and this is what personal tutoring is all about. It's kind of finding out your weakness, and there's no other person who knows the weakness better than you. So you know your weakness when it comes to preparing for GMAT. So you go there and you talk to ChatGPT that I want to study this topic. Can you elaborate more on this? And then you probe further and you probe further, and then you get a good understanding of what skills you need to practice, what kind of questions you need to practice. You ask ChatGPT, okay, these are the kind of questions that I want to practice. Then you practice those questions and you become good at it. And it's just like that. So I believe, and in the old days, when I say talking about old days, I'm talking about pre-AI days, you actually needed a tutor to tell you all that. But now you've got ChatGPT, and I believe this eliminates a significant amount for need for personal tutors, right? So you can use ChatGPT to just, do the job. But I still believe that there is still some need for personal tutoring, but ChatGPT can really help you find out, can do 80% or not even 90% of the job that personal tutors did. So there's that. So that was the video, guys, about using ChatGPT. I'm pretty sure there's way more that you can do for your GMAT prep, and that I believe that you can customize it according to your own way. If you're interested in studying GMAT, then I have some courses. I have a GMAT course on this website, which I've been adding content to for the past 8 years now. So please go ahead and check it out, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel and subscribe for notifications. So I will also be adding more content to the upcoming GMAT Focus Edition. So if you want to prepare more on that, I will be adding more content on it. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.